In this interview, I got to speak with Stuart, the creator of Hyperion, an NFT project that is launching on the Stargaze platform. The current slide is only showing an image preview of the NFT, but when you see the real ones, they will remind you of a lava lamp of sorts. They're constantly moving, morphing into something new right before your eyes. If you like art or coding, you may very well connect with this project, especially once you hear about the intricacies involved. Stu and I discussed some of what went into the project, and he actually programmed these himself using code to generate randomness. And this randomness is the explanation for the complex movement of the NFT. At no 2 points in time will the NFT actually look the same. Hyperion will be minting during the Stargaze Genesis mint on March 11th, and the total number in the supply is 1,024. They will have a mint price of 314 stars tokens, which is to commemorate 314 Pi Day. If you'd like to see these NFTs in action, I'll put a link to a demo in the description, as well as other pertinent links. Enjoy this interview and be aware that you could see more like this one on my YouTube channel so that you can stay on top of NFT minting information or general DeFi news, all related to the Cosmos ecosystem. Please give this video a like and also subscribe to the channel. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I am at Cosmos DeFi on Twitter. Thank you. So I have Stuart here. Stuart's an artist who will be launching a collection of art on the Stargaze blockchain for the Genesis Mint. Why don't you introduce yourself and some basic background info on your project?
Yeah, hi, thanks for having me. My name is Stuart. I'm an artist and I'm also a professional Web3 developer. So Hyperion is a moving animated NFT that I hope is pushing the boundaries of what we think of NFTs to be. So it's not just a JPEG, it's not a video, it's actually this real-time HTML WebGL rendered NFT. So you can experience this like this animated, always unique looking lava lamp thing. And whenever you come back and look at it again, it's always moving with time. So it'll always look new when you come back to look at it.
So like at first glance, yeah, it definitely reminds me of a lava lamp. But we were talking right before, you said that you could actually do stuff with this NFT. It's not just there to stare at like a lava lamp. Why don't you talk about what you were telling me before about the what the user can actually do?
Yeah, so the NFT it's a little bit interactive, so you can move your mouse over it or drag your finger over it if you're on a phone, and it kind of interacts subtly with the textures and the colors. But it also is this full like web application, so you can click on the full screen button and it will actually open this thing in full screen.
Got it.
But yeah, it will actually downscale the resolution if it's seeming like it's running not very smoothly. So it's like a smart NFT in that way. And yeah, so this NFT, each one is unique. So they each have each NFT has its own texture, color palette, various traits that I've built in that are randomly generated and unique for this NFT.
So each, like you said, each one is unique. They have a bunch of different traits, and then from there you have multiple versions of the same traits. Is that the easiest way to think of it?
Yeah, so the traits are fairly abstract. So you might be used to traits in like a PFP project being the hat or the shape of the body or what the arm is doing. In this, because this is abstract art and it's actually generated with code right in front of your eyes, there's no assets. Like for traditional PFP projects, they have like hundreds of different hand-drawn or pre-made assets that they layer together. In the
Right.
case of Hyperion, all I created was some code. So there's no actual hand-drawn assets. It just this code is shipped as part of this NFT. That's what you're buying. And then it renders this image in real time. And so the traits are not the same as like a hat or a body. The traits are actually math, like numbers that are pumped through this algorithmic structure that I created that creates these textures. It changes the color palette, the lighting model, or other abstract features that, so there's 9 traits, and when they all combine, they create a unique NFT for each one of the 1,024 NFTs in this collection.
So again, so rather than, like you said, different hats or different arm positions, um, there's some type of randomizer in there, and then you're making the code. Is that right? Or is there some type?
Yeah, exactly. So I created the code for this, and every NFT actually has the same code, but then the traits are snapshotted for each NFT. And so this is how generative art traditionally works. It's called long form generative art, where neither the creator of the NFT, which is me, or the purchaser, so some collector who's minting it, neither of us know exactly what the art will look like until it's been minted. And that's possible because the code is actually generating the art before your eyes. So as for the last couple months I've been creating this, I played around with it and tested it, and probably tested like 5,000 different variations of this. So however, there's so much possibility in this randomness that the 1,000 that will be released on mint day on Friday, I don't even know exactly what they'll look like.
Okay, that's definitely different from other projects where people not only do they know what it's going to look like, they'll know the percent chance of every trait showing up in their NFTs. So let's say you program two NFTs. Yeah, you program two NFTs and with the same exact code, and then they get minted at different times.
Mhm.
They're going to look different, or at least different at different times. For,
They're going to be unique. Yeah, it's guaranteed that every NFT will be unique. And the the fact that they're different tokens make it ensures that you will get a unique NFT. Yeah.
no, that's really cool. That's really cool. And does the fact that there's code running affect browser or the device in terms of, because NFTs sometimes have a tough time loading on certain devices, especially if the device is running other apps. Will this be a
Yes.
little bit more, I guess, more taxing on a browser than a typical NFT?
Yeah, it's definitely more taxing. However, the actual NFT, this live view NFT is only half of a megabyte, so it's only 500 kilobytes. So it's probably smaller than most JPEGs actually.
Oh, okay.
Um, but the code itself is generating the image, so that is taxing on the system. I spent a lot of time making sure this NFT would be as compatible as possible and run as on as many systems as possible. So that's the smart factor that I alluded to before, where I actually added in this code smart logic that detects if it's running poorly on that system, and then it will downscale the resolution so you get more frames per second, it looks smoother and it looks better, and you still get the overall same effect of the NFT. It just is rendering at a bit lower resolution.
And that's based on what, let's say I'm running it on an old phone, let's say. So the the NFT will respond to how the phone is performing. Maybe I'm running a couple different apps, plus I have this on my screen, and you're saying that's enough to have the NFT, um, I guess, adjust so that it's
Yeah,
not freezing, it's not slowing down. It's just going to consume less resources.
it
Is that how it works?
exactly, yeah.
This is going to be 1,024 unique pieces of art. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And the mint price?
So it was 350, but I actually just reduced it to 314 because I realized that Friday is coinciding with Pi Day, so it's March 14th.
That's good. Okay, well, that's less than most people's airdrops, right? So,
Yeah.
I think like a common amount for an airdrop is something like 400 and maybe 75 stars, something like that. Um, so, and again, people have to mint to be able to unlock their airdrop. So, what?
Right, yeah, I'm hoping that this is accessible but priced accordingly to like the effort that I put into this, and also kind of um helping the next steps in my projects and my like schemes for building on Stargaze.
I I definitely want to ask you about the next steps, but first, when did you start this? Like when did this start to take form, and how long did it take for you to get to this point where you have this code? You have, first of all, you have the idea, right? Then you have the code, and then you line up a platform to be able to launch. Well, how long does this process take?
Okay, so I already knew how to code. Like I have a background in game design and in graphics. So I already knew how to create this kind of code, but creating this specific type of like WebGL type code was new to me. So I had previously been creating NFTs on Ethereum, but I was doing this same process of OpenGL graphics uh, NFTs, but I was actually rendering those into videos and just selling the video. So I had created this one of one that I was really proud of, actually called Hyperion by the same name of this project. And I had the idea of expanding that NFT into a long form, larger project because I thought the structure was really cool and the art was beautiful. So I've been working on this version of Hyperion for about 3 months. So the part of the code was there, but then getting the code to the point where it can generate all these different variations and I can guarantee that they're all unique. That took quite a while. That took like about a month and a half.
You have plans to continue working with Stargaze or on the platform, I should say.
Yeah, so I'm really passionate about generative art. I love the medium. I think it's so cool to build out these things where it's the collector, the minter actually gets to participate in the art. So the NFT they mint is only possible because they minted it at that exact moment. So I want to build out more tools like that on Stargaze. And so as part of the roadmap, I will be building, starting in March for the Stargaze Hackathon, a generative art platform on Stargaze. And I want to cultivate a generative art community of fans and collectors and artists. And holders of Hyperion of this NFT will be invited for early access to that generative art platform.
No, that's great. So I'll definitely put any websites, contact socials in the description. Anything else you could think of that you want to get out to the Stargaze or IBC community for the Genesis Mint on Friday?
Um, well, this is licensed under Creative Commons for meaning um, you you truly own this NFT when you buy it. So you have complete access to profit off of it in any way, kind of similar to how Bored Apes work, where you have full rights to it. So it's the same license, I believe. So that's a cool part of this project. And the other part is I will be donating some of the proceeds to charity because I believe that generative art is beautiful and can leave the world a better place. So
Do you have some charities that you already know where where you're going to
yes,
donate to? Cool. Will there ever be
yes.
Any plans for maybe NFT holders in the future to like kind of vote on where to direct some of that? If
That would be incredible, and I think that would be great to include as part of this, generative art platform that I'm building. Um, but we definitely need to get some charities, to get a Stargaze wallet or a Kepler wallet so that we can just donate directly to them.
if you had to, in like like a slogan to wrap this up, what would you say about your project?
Um, I am so grateful for the opportunity for being on Stargaze, and uh, first and foremost, Hyperion is an art project. So if it resonates with you, I encourage you to buy one, and I hope you enjoy it.
Stuart, thank you so much. Hyperion, it looks great, looks different, it's cool, it's like you said, lightly interactive, and I think people, as they're looking for something to mint, this is something that's going to jump out at them. So congrats
Cool.
again.
Thanks, Joe.